Hello, my name is Brody, and welcome to a blog. So, I've been teaching in Korea, specifically Jeju Island, for a little over 1 year now. When I first got here, I started a blog about my experiences on the island, but ended up uploading too many pictures and running out of room, and subsequently I fell off the blogging wagon. And so this is an attempt to pick up the pieces of my blogging life and start afresh. So I thought, now that I've been in Jeju for a little over 1 year, that I would reflect on my first year in Korea and some of the experiences I've had. First, this is my first time as a teacher, teaching in a formal capacity. So while I feel like I've learned a lot, at the same time, I feel like mastery of teaching is something that is impossible. So I won't get into that right now. It's very complicated. Generally though, my day-to-day life as a teacher is very great, and by the end of the day my face is usually sore from smiling a lot. Partly because I love my students, and partly because they say some intentionally and unintentionally funny things, inappropriate things, or inflammatory things. So, some specific experiences. I have been forced into so many situations here. Beyond the standard obligatory invitations to teachers' dinners, which all foreign teachers in Korea know about, actually probably all Korean workers know about. I've been forced into so many other situations, more than I can remember at this time. Some standout examples would be being forced on the street by a man to drink a can of coffee, which he opened and then handed to me, and then forced me to drink in front of him. And then being forced by a coworker to do a height and weight check and then vision test, after I told him that I wasn't sure how much I weighed, and that I hadn't weighed myself recently. I have also had more food forced upon me than in any other situation in my life, including like going to my grandmother's house, where food is just abundant. I've felt the informal pressures to eat rice every day, and I've had accusations of diet been thrown at me when I refuse to eat large quantities of rice, which I think is normal. And I think that's a given in Korea. Beyond that, I've been forced to eat rice cakes and pastries and donuts, which I had to peddle off onto students because I didn't want to throw them out. And I've been given so many cookies and candies by very kind and thoughtful students. And even one time when I was walking down the hallway, a student offered me a slice of orange, which I had my hands full and could not possibly carry. So, of course, she shoved the orange in my mouth, which I guess was very thoughtful of her, very kind. Another student called me bread for an entire semester. My name is Brody, so bread is close. After a while, she passed it off as being a nickname, but I had my suspicions that she just couldn't remember my name. Fair enough. I actually prefer bread to my other nicknames. I have been called handsome boy, or sexy body. Not you have a sexy body, you are a sexy body, by teenagers and a shocking number of grown-ass adults, both in school and just by passersby on the street, more times than I care to keep track of. In addition to the day-to-day ridiculousness, I've had some pretty interesting and amazing experiences in Korea, including going to one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. This is in Samcheok, near Hwangsangur Cave. Actually, though, beautiful places in Korea are not too hard to come by, especially if you live on Jeju Island, which is just beautiful pretty much anywhere you go. I've been to 2 different sex theme parks, and sex theme parks are a thing that exist, and there's more than one of them. And in addition to sex theme parks, I've been to a penis statue park. I traveled across this country by myself during the winter, which was a pretty amazing experience. I've tried so many new foods, and I've met so many awesome people. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've had a ridiculous number of new experiences. I feel like I'm a different person, and I've changed a lot, but I also feel like I will change a lot more going forwards. I think that I thought that making this big change would give me some sort of sense of purpose, some direction, some drive, but instead I think I've ended up with more questions than answers. And so I guess to sum up, if it is at all possible to sum up an entire year of being in a new country, in a new job, separated from everyone that I know, I guess that I would have to say that I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the number of things that I've experienced, and while I've changed, I've also got a lot more progress to make. And I think I would equate this year with the experience of growing up. When you're young, you assume that adults have all the answers because they speak with such authority and they seem to know what they're doing, but the older you get, the more you realize that no one really has any idea what they're doing. And in the same way, I saw people who were well-traveled as incredibly intelligent and articulate, and now I think these people are just bullshitting as well. So, that is my retrospective of my first year in Korea. Some stuff happened, and I've changed a lot as a person, and yet I feel no closer to any sort of answers. So I hope you've enjoyed me basically doing the talking equivalent of treading water, and yeah, that's all for now.